Hey, good to be with you here today. My name's aLex Levin. Rock is pawing at me for pets. So thank you for joining me. And thanks, Christine. As you can see from the chat, I'm COVID has hit the house. We've been COVID free for the duration with our vaccinations and boosters, but yeah, it's hit us, and it's hit us a little harder than I thought it would. So, with a little color on my face and a lot of fluids this morning, I'm here. But we're probably just going to sit. I'll probably skip the movement part. I'm going to read you a poem or two, and we'll just sit together today. So it'll be a shorter visit. And again, thank you for being here. You're with me in Sun and Moon Yoga Studios portal. So get what you need to be comfortable for your sit. Get your pet to be close by if you can. Maybe another sip of your drink before we start. Just the basic of listening is so critical. I'm going to start with sharing the poem that I had memorized. I'll have it nearby just in case I flounder. You know it, and you've heard it a gazillion times, and I just love it to bring it close over and over again. And then the second poem, the first is a Rumi poem. The second is by William Stafford called Listening. And I've shared it before, but I don't know. It's not as, I don't know it as intimately as, these poems we revisit and visit and visit. Not sure if you feel like this, but there's something about poetry that takes us into, I think the word is synesthesia, with using all the senses come in. I feel like the more we know our poems, there's a flavor, there's a really rich flavors and aromas and a tactile sense. Just every sense, even beyond the five senses, is available in good poetry. So, as usual, choose the position that you would feel really comfortable in. I wasn't sure if, given my symptoms, I would even be able to sit, but I'm feeling okay to sit. It's a little bit of a headache with a fan on me and just enough cushioning under my sits bones and knees. And begin to tune in. You can come back to tweak the posture, and you might be choosing a side lying, a legs up the wall, sitting in your favorite couch position, wherever you are, just for this moment to get to a place where we'll really open to listening, to invite stillness. When we're trying to hear something, we're hiking or something, we hear a sound, we get still, right? And this stillness, I really appreciate that my training in sitting for meditation has always honored that you really take care of the body, that it's not straining. There are some schools of meditation training where you push through the pain, and I actually there's some kinds of wisdom in that, because the pain is, but let me not go that way. But I will share a quick story with you. The stillness. So there's this balance of not fidgeting, of really staying with the stillness, and yet tweaking if we need a little adjustment, if we need to change the way our leg is placed, or what we have under the support. But in a meditation week once, I received a teaching to cut out the fidgeting, to like it was sort of a razor sharp teaching when we get these sometimes. Like I don't know if it was addressed to me, but I know I was in quite a bit of achiness in my back and on my upper back sitting. And so in the next sitting session, some of you have heard this story. I felt the tension coming up in my middle back, upper back, the heart area, back heart. And it it was not easy to just not move. But what I did was invite myself to, I can't remember exactly now. That's funny. This was about at least 5 years ago. Um, I invited myself to relax more, to soften, to open. And in that instance, I had quite a powerful experience. So I didn't move my body, but I moved my mind. And it was based on some other context that was happening in the teachings, but the opening and the flood of the opening of my rib cage, the flood of relaxation that came, the ease and the emotional relief that came was incredible. And what the teacher who had suggested that that's sharp, do not move. She said that the energy builds, and if we shift, we sort of give it a release valve to escape. And if we let it build in this, in our container of our body and our essence, our being, that something richer can come. But it's a wisdom and it's a listening. All right, that's a lot more talking than I thought I would do. But it's a good entrance into where we're going. So Rumi says, this being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house, empty of its furniture even. Still treat each guest honorably. They may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, for each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So we enter into this intentional sitting, this meditation, whatever position the body is in, this entry into stillness, spaciousness. We settle, accepting the support underneath us, through us, and above us. In both directions of this vertical orientation. The support all around us, coming from the most distant galaxies that we know nothing about. Coming in toward us to the deep center of us, where also many mysteries will always reside. no matter how much we come to know. And so, as we've begun the meditation formally. I will now read William Stafford's poem, Listening. My father could hear a little animal step or a moth in the dark against the screen, and every far sound called the listening out into places where the rest of us had never been. More spoke to him from the soft, wild night than came to our porch for us on the wind. We would watch him look up and his face go keen till the walls of the world flared, widened. My father heard so much that we still stand, inviting the quiet by turning the face, waiting for a time when something in the night will touch us too from that other place. Just listening here together, so simple, uncomplicated. We'll sit another 7 minutes or so just to give you a sense, even as you may lose the sense of time as we listen. Various guests will come and go. And even as Rumi suggests, we welcome them, we invite them in. The essence of ourself is one changed. More and more we come to know seems such a limited word, but know, K-N-O-W, know that essence of ourself. It never changes, but it's as if it grows in us. Invite the quiet by metaphorically turning the face as we do to listen. Bring the ear forward. Till the walls of the world flare, widen. About the last minute together, as Adyashanti would say, don't miss this opportunity. bell to end the meditation. It sort of takes us deeper into it, doesn't it? Bowing together. Such gratitude to you for joining me and the support. Um, I have a lot of support and people willing to help out as I will go back to resting as much as I can, to walk the dog, to bring us groceries. All that is very, very helpful. And just knowing people are out there is so rich. And so this balance of welcoming the visitors, even if it's COVID, and then that balance of it's temporary and what is true is so much richer, and yet it's sort of infused in each of those visitors. It's in each of them, horrible as they may seem, as Rumi tells us. All right, enjoy your day. Stay safe. Thanks for joining me. Check out sunandmoonstudio.com. Um, and yeah, thank you. Thanks for your comments here. And I'll be back next week, I hope. I am happy to be here, show up with you. Mwah.